Hey everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Realty Belize in the beautiful country of Belize. We are in the inbox today, which is when we answer questions that have been asked by folks like you about the real estate industry here in the country. We are on question number 83 today. If you're new to this series, make sure you listen to this one and then tune into the 82 before this to get caught up on everything going on here in the real estate world in Belize. So this question was asked by Tina, and she said, can I use my IRA to own property in Belize? So Tina is an American. We're going to be answering this question for Americans. Unfortunately, Canadians are not able to use their RRSPs. But if you are American, if you have an IRA or you're thinking about having one, or you have some sort of retirement vehicle, then do listen in and tune in, because the answer is a very good answer. It is yes, you are able to use your IRA to own real estate here in Belize. There are a couple of caveats. Number one is it needs to be an investment property only. It cannot be self-serving. You cannot personally be staying there. It is simply used for investment. So some people have options like land banking, right? They'll pick up land, they'll let it sit for 5, 10 years, and then they'll sell it. They're not necessarily bringing in an income year after year, but they're going to have some nice appreciation at the time that they decide to sell. The other option is if you decide that you want a rental condo or a home, then you put that in the rental market. And from there, you're earning that rental income, and that goes to your self-directed IRA. So I'm going to just jump there to the next point, is it does need to be through a self-directed IRA custodian. So I'm guessing many of you have an IRA, probably with some of the big companies out there. Note that not all of those big companies do allow you to have a self-directed custodial account. You'll have to ask your current company if they'll allow you to have a self-directed account. If so, then perfect, you can work with them. If not, that's okay. There are many companies throughout the United States where you're able to roll your current IRA over into that new self-directed IRA custodian, and from there you can begin the process. So let's jump in and look at what this process looks like. I do want to note that I don't work for an IRA custodian. We did have a long session with a company called Advanta, and I will put that down in the description below, the link to that in the description below. It was a great session, about an hour. And for the first 30 minutes, Scott, the fellow, talked about what that process looked like. And then we answered questions from folks who are on our live session. So they may be questions that also pop up. But with that being said, I'm going to put that link in the description below so that you can go to it and listen to it after the session here. But I'm going to give you a quick 7-step process as to what it would look like. So first and foremost is you need to open your self-directed IRA. So again, if your current custodian does not permit this, there are many custodians that do, and we can always introduce you to one if you need a recommendation. The second would be roll that IRA into your self-directed IRA. Again, that webinar that we did, I'll put that link in the description below, covers this quite in depth. But again, you should always talk to an Advanta or self-directed IRA representative to get your specific questions answered. So the third step here is that self-directed IRA will establish an LLC, will establish a company. And that is very critical. This is an important part, especially if you're looking at real estate here in Belize. In Belize, they do not recognize self-directed IRA custodians as legal entity to hold title, but they recognize LLCs and corporations. So your self-directed IRA custodian will open up, or you will open up the LLC. And that LLC is going to be owned by your self-directed IRA. Now, if you want to invest with your self-directed IRA, you personally can be joint owners on it, but I would talk to your custodian about that depending on what your goals ultimately look like. But for the sake of this conversation, we're going to make it simple. We're going to say that your self-directed IRA is 100% owner of that LLC. Now, many people have asked where they should domicile that LLC. Should it be in Belize? Should it be in Anguilla? Should it be in the United States? We've spoken with a few accountants and lawyers, and they recommend a US-based, a US domicile company is going to be the easiest for all of the IRA needs that you're going to have. I know that sometimes you'll need to have those annual forms and whatnot. And if it's a US LLC, they'll already have all of that done for you, and that will already be established. So I would say, though, talk to your accountant, see what makes the most sense. We're seeing most people that we're working with are going with the US company route. Now, from there, you'll open up a bank account that is owned by that LLC, owned by that company. So this company is going to have a bank account. And let's say the company's name is ABC123 Limited. The bank account that you open is going to be under the name of ABC123 Limited. If you need a recommendation on a bank or a US-based company that can help you open up your LLC or your bank account, reach out to us. Our clients have given some referrals. We haven't personally worked with them, so I can't give you my personal feedback, but I know our clients have been very happy. So once you get that bank account open, then your self-directed IRA custodian is going to wire the funds to the LLC, and then you have the option to invest as desired. So let's say you've already found the property that you want, then what you're going to do is have that bank account, that LLC bank account, send the money to the escrow company or to whomever you're buying that property from. But it is very important that money does need to come from that LLC bank account and not from the self-directed IRA custodian, because everything needs to be tracked and done properly. And then number 6, the Belize property is going to be titled in the name of the self-directed IRA LLC. And lastly, I do want to mention that if the company is non-Belizean, so if it's a US company, if it's an Anguilla company, basically anything that is not a Belizean company, you're going to need to register that company to do business here in Belize. And by doing business, such as owning property. So if that LLC is going to own property here in Belize, it does need to be registered here. That company needs to be registered here in Belize. So we can introduce you to somebody to do that. Typically the closing company will do that for you though. Cost can vary. I'm going to give you a very rough estimate, about $1,500 US to get your company registered here in Belize. An annual ongoing, very rough estimate, again, about $500 US to keep that company registered here to do business in Belize. So you do need to have that active if you're going to be owning that property with a foreign company. If it's a Belize 250 company, then you don't need to worry about that. However, it's a lot more difficult to get a bank account for a Belize 250 company. So most folks tend to look at that US LLC option. There's a lot of information here, a lot that we haven't unpacked yet. But my recommendation, if this is something that you're interested in, my recommendation to you is going to be to listen to that longer session. And then if you have any specific questions, please make sure you reach out to the Advanta IRA specialists. They're the ones who do this day in and day out and are absolute experts here. I just wanted to give you the good news that yes, you can use your IRA to own property in Belize. If you are new to real estate ownership here in the country, please reach out to us. We have this fantastic real estate guide for newbies. Also, if you have invested here, there's a lot of great information that you may or may not have known that would be great for you to review. Please do reach out. My name is Rachel Jensen, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize, and you can reach me by any of these methods here, and our team looks forward to hearing from you. All right, everyone, have a great day.